अपने बॉस के साथ में अगर आप एक गैप महसूस कर रहे हो और आपको नहीं समझ आ रहा है कि उसको ब्रिज कैसे किया जाए, आपको लगता है हम दो अलग अलग दुनिया में जी रहे हैं, मैं कम्युनिकेट करने की कोशिश करता हूँ पर बॉस इंटरेस्टेड ही नहीं है, राइट, वो रिस्पॉन्स नहीं मिलता है, एंड देन यू फील उसकी वजह से सब कुछ रुका हुआ है, मेरी ग्रोथ इम्पैक्ट हो रही है, ओवरऑल जो माहौल है वो इम्पैक्ट हो रहा है, एंड यू डोंट नो व्हाट टू डू. If that's the case with you, then watch this video right until the end. Hi, I'm Aastha Tatia, daughter of two rock-solid pillars, mother to a lovely daughter, wife of a humor king, an engineer, MBA, corporate executive turned anchor person, now an author and a happiness coach, helping corporate leaders build deep connections and meaningful relationships in their organizations. If you're able to relate with this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you've not done it already. So I was speaking with this leader, and he works for a company in India, and the client that he has been assigned or he's working for is based outside of India, right? And he was for quite some time there on site, and then came back because now COVID and everybody's working from home. So he's been working from his home city that is there in India. And somewhere the client is very happy with him, interacts only with him rather than the entire organization, company. They only communicate with him. Obviously, the company is happy that he's getting the business, the client is giving more and more business, which is good. However, जो उनके डायरेक्ट बॉस हैं उनके साथ कई चीजें चल रही हैं. तो एक तो बिकॉज वर्क फ्रॉम होम है, द बॉस इज एट अ डिफरेंट लोकेशन, ही इज एट अ डिफरेंट लोकेशन, सो मे बी वंस इन 2-3 months, they have a communication, and everything is fine, there's no complaint from the client, nothing, that's done, right? And that's about it. And then he also feels, this leader I'm talking about, he feels that his boss is not very happy with him because he's going out of the way and doing things which the client expects. The on-site client expects him to do certain things which probably are not a part of his profile, and that he does it because the client is saying, and the client considers him as good as being part of the organization, which the boss says is not to be done because that's not part of your role. And somewhere he feels that that is causing all the gap, and he's not really happy about it, and that's passing on to further the senior bosses, and that is impacting his growth. He's not getting promoted and has no clue where is his growth headed. Yeah. Now, this is one example, and this has a massive impact on him. He keeps thinking about it, and takes a toll on him, his mental peace, surely. And we all want to grow. I mean, that's a core need. So here he has no idea how he's going to grow. And he says every time I try and communicate with my boss, we have a brief conversation, and then he says, okay, now I got to go. I have this next meeting. And probably he's not interested in talking to me. Now, this is the world that he's living in. How many of you are able to see that when any such situation arises, जब भी कुछ मिसमैच होता है, बॉस ने कोई एक चीज बोली और आपने फिर कहा कि अच्छा ये इस वजह से अपसेट हैं, couple of points that I want to make here. One, we are great story creators. Something will happen, rather than sticking to what really happened, we enter into the world of oh, he said so because of this, he meant this, he's not happy with this, he's upset about this, और हम उस पूरी दुनिया में चले जाते हैं और अपनी ही कहानी गढ़ते रहते हैं. So we go on assuming. I'm using the word assuming because if you see, are we really sure that what we are assuming the boss may be thinking or not liking, is that the truth? Can we guarantee? No. And what's the way to find out? Communication. And here it's once in 3 months that the communication is happening. So anyway, there is a gap. You're working remotely, you're not face to face. That has its own challenges. That needs extra input or effort for the communication, right? Second, if there is something that's not working, then there has to be a straight communication that this is what I feel, or this is what is happening. Is there some trouble here? Is there something that I need to look at? One, so having that direct communication. Two, see, he's your boss, right? And to be able to acknowledge him, to seek his guidance, to understand what is required, what he may be expecting, where is the gap. So it's a lot of times we get stuck in the right or wrong, correct or incorrect. But that's not the agenda. Even if you prove yourself right, what's the whole deal? आप चाहते हो आपके लिए वो पीस हो, आप जो चाह रहे हो वो हो, which is your promotion. For that, it's important to find, to understand what is missing. क्या और मैं यहाँ ला सकता हूँ और कैसे कर सकता हूँ, so that I'm able to bridge that gap. So bridging the gap is the agenda, right? We digress. We sit back in, maybe he's not liking it, maybe he doesn't want this, maybe he's thinking something else, etc., etc. We get in that zone, right? And then third, when he says, I ask for time, we get on a call, and after some time he says, everything is fine, this is going good, okay, great, I've got to go. And the conclusion is, the boss is not interested in talking with me. Well, have you really created the context? Have you shared with your boss that I want to, if you say, I just want to speak with you, obviously he has no clue. So have you created it for him that I need so much time with you, right? And I need to speak about this. Yeah. And then you prepare what you want to speak, what are the points, what's going on in your head. And then in a responsible fashion, you're able to communicate that. Now that is where, having those powerful, crucial conversations comes in. But the point that I'm trying to make is that we create our own story, we live that story, we nurture that story, we keep adding to that story, reinforcing it. ये ऐसा ही है, वो ऐसा सोच रहे हैं, नहीं उनको अच्छा ही नहीं लग रहा, मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा. And then we think of quitting, which is what this leader also thought. He thought, maybe I need to quit. But then he said that quitting is probably not the solution, because when I go to the next organization, what's the guarantee I may not face something similar? So we need to somewhere see that what is missing. Have I put in or brought in everything? Not because I am wrong, therefore I need to do something, but because it is impacting me. And when something is impacting me, whose responsibility it is? It is my own responsibility. My own responsibility. So can I take charge and see, okay, if this is bothering me, what do I need to do? I need to have a communication. What do I need to do? Pick up the phone or maybe put a mail, clarify, put there very, very clear that this is what I want and therefore I want this much time, and then have that conversation. And it's important that the moment there is something that starts to bother you, you address it. Because otherwise you will go on living in that zone, feeling disempowered, feeling all the emotions that you go through, and you are yourself damaging your workplace experience. And then you wonder, it's because of the boss, because of the colleague, it's because of the situation, because of the client, because I'm not doing this. You start blaming yourself, doubting yourself. It gets into an endless loop. Doesn't work. So being mindful, being aware, taking that charge, not getting sucked into the stories, right? Understanding that this is the parent company, this is my boss, and whatever is happening with the client, great, but I have to have that rapport with my boss because he is the one who's going to impact my promotion. Having that conversation with him around the career growth. Is there something that's missing? What more can I bring in here? And having a conversation in a way that it is empowering for the other person also. It's not a threat for him. Yeah. So I hope this just, brings some bells there. If you find yourself in a similar situation where you find a gap between you and your boss, I'd say, and maybe you feel that he's not communicating, or he's communicating, but in a manner which is not, doesn't go down well with you, impacts you, then you need to see what is missing. The first step could be to see what's missing, what more can you bring there, and have that communication. We pull ourselves away, we resign, we given up on the whole situation because of the fear. I'm saying you've got to face the fear. If you don't face it, अगर उसको face नहीं करोगे, उसको push करते रहोगे, तो वो fear बढ़ता जाएगा. You're just building up on that fear because you're constantly thinking about it. When you're not confronting it, you're just sitting and thinking, and it keeps getting worse. Rather, just pause, confront it, and whatever you need to do to confront it, to face it. Yep. So let me know in the comments, what is your takeaway? किस तरह से आप रिलेट कर पाए हो, इससे आपकी लाइफ में क्या चल रहा है और अब क्या करने वाले हो. गिव मी दैट वन एक्शन स्टेप or one access that you have gotten for yourself in the situation that you are stuck in, right? And that's going to be really powerful and next step to what you're currently facing. Yeah. Hit the like button, share it. If you think there is somebody who really needs to hear this, get a perspective, and subscribe to the channel if you've not done it already. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.